Hello and welcome to KZ Local Time. I'm Dina Tiltaeva. In this program we meet people from different corners of the world who came to Kazakhstan for various reasons, but they all share one common thing, their love of this country. Today I will meet my colleague and fellow journalist from France, Erve Portangue. Erve is a video journalist, which is a much asked for and quite complex job. It means that he makes the entire TV production cycle on his own, from picking a story idea to its full completion in the form of a television package. He likes to tell stories through pictures and says that even if he's not working, a footage sequence is building up on its own in his mind.
I learn by myself, just by working days after days. And I enjoy that because you just learn how to make a picture, and how to speak to people, how to make interviews, how to write voiceover. So it's complete art. So I can work by myself. Of course, I like to work with a good sound engineer, but I do the picture by myself because I am operator. And I have so big experience in journalism by filming every day during 10 or 20 years. So now the camera is a pencil for me. You forget the techniques, so you are in the direct relation with your subject when you are doing a film.
For Erve, journalism has always been yet another way to improve people's lives. But without sympathizing with people and living through their experiences, this can be a hardly achievable task.
For me, the main things for a journalist or a filmmaker, it's just to love people, nothing more. It's just to love everybody, even without prejudice, just to speak with people.
Yeah, I personally think that journalists should be the most open-minded.
Yes, if you don't like people, don't do that job. For me, an artist creating, a philosopher thinking, a businessman creating a business, a new business, it's creation. It's people who have an idea and try to make it real. That's it. It's the same with us by doing films. You have an idea and you try to make it concrete.
Perhaps this is the reason why the format of regular news reporting and current affairs grew somewhat narrow for Erve, and he moved on to make documentaries to be able to express his point of view. As Erve admits, he no longer wanted to be objective.
But it's the reason why after journalism I decided to become a documentary filmmaker, because I wanted to express my personal point of view when I meet people, when I want to tell a story. And with a documentary format you can tell long stories. I needed time to discover who I was. So it was a long period. I decided to travel. The first time, yes. Even when I was 17, the first money I earned was to travel. And I used to do that when I was 20, 23, in Europe, in Africa, in USA. For me, it was the best way for me to discover the world, to understand things, to see different people.
Like many teenagers, Erve found himself at a crossroads, not sure what occupation to go for. After extensive travels, it's no surprise that journalism came as a natural choice. Erve comes from the French city of Rennes, which is situated in the east of Brittany, in northwestern France. His family is not connected with the media at all. Actually, he's the first person in the family to have chosen the career of a journalist. He comes from a working family, and that's why he likes to tell the stories of artisans and handworkers.
I am from a simple worker family, but people working with their hands, with materials like wood, and I enjoyed a lot that. It's like artists with painting, with sculptures. Perhaps it's the reason why I like to make film about artists, because even if my parents are not artists, a modest person, they do good things with their hands. And I enjoy it. And it's the same for me. I don't do things with as a worker, but making film, you are making something with the pictures. You are creating a film. So it's like to create a furniture or a painting. The same for me.
For Erve, journalism is also an opportunity to explore various kinds of jobs and professions. 10 years ago, he made a documentary about a famous French dancer, Catherine Diveret. It was one of his first attempts at documentary making.
So it's the portrait of this person. So it was the first time an operator can be accepted during the training, the work together. You know, it's so she accepted me weeks after weeks, so I could shoot close to the dancers. So now in France, some fragment of this film are used in a dance school or to teach because she's a great intellectual. So it was interesting for me to do the film, but to meet such people.
While working as a journalist, Erve's artistic interests included different types of format, but more than anything else he focused on simple life stories with as much live communication as possible. Erve came to Kazakhstan for the first time more than 20 years ago now. He remembers that it was a fairly big and high-profile French delegation which came to mark the signing of sister city status of the then Alma-Ata and his hometown of Rennes in France.
The first time I came here, it was in 1992. I was TV journalist in a city in France, Rennes, who became a sister city of Alma-Ata. So I have seen Almaty just after the beginning of the independence. It was real Soviet cities. And I like it very much. I enjoy this city, even if it was a short time here, because I had in 1 week to present this city to my cities after, so it was amazing. Meeting people like this, it was so friendly, the reception. So I have seen all the cities, the museums, the most important places, of course, the Medio, we have been there too. Part of the group I've been in Sharin in helicopter, you know. So I enjoyed a lot this moment, yes.
Erve loves Soviet architecture. As any creative person, he pays a lot of attention to details of architecture and design. The place he chose as his home here reverberates with the past so dear to Erve's heart and combines modernity.
The thinking, the concept of this, the way how the buildings are built, with a lot of space, trees, it's very good. You know, it's a dream for most of urbanist architects in Europe. How to do in new area, new Ryan, with trees, with playground for children, with place for people just to sit like here. And it's all. There is no design. The design is very strange, you know, here, but it's working. Life is here.
After coming to Kazakhstan, Erve has made a film about the production of movie Student by Darijan Omirbayev. During its filming, Erve acted as an assistant cameraman, so knows the process inside out. Over a year has passed since the movie was premiered, but our guest is still full of impressions and likes to talk about the filming process and the people he met during the filmmaking.
I was honored to work with those filmmakers, Darijan Omirbayev and Nariman Touribayev, for their last films two years ago. I was just like a small assistant, but it was great for me to see inside how it was working. And I enjoy a lot to see the professionalism and the youngest of the team. And it's not like in France, you know. Here, a small assistant can speak to the filmmaker to give an idea, things like that. It was great, and everybody was professional, and it was a very friendly way to work.
The film shows the shooting process of the movie based on Fyodor Dostoevsky's novel Crime and Punishment. The film Student was shown as part of Un Certain Regard at Cannes Film Festival. Erve's other interesting project is called Ekran the Arts Caravan.
And the idea is just to bring the culture, the contemporary Kazakh culture, to Kazakh people in village in Kazakhstan. because most of people will not come in Almaty to cinema theater, to museum, to see a modern artist. They don't know. So my idea is to bring the art to people directly in their village. And so the main part will be a Kazakh film, screen outside on free each evening. And we will bring with us sculpture, modern sculpture. Sometimes in some cities we will arrive with dancers doing performance. And also pictures from Almaty, from Kazakhstan, but not natural pictures, artistic pictures, conceptual, journalistic, documentary pictures, and just put in the street, on the fence, on the door, in bazaar, everywhere. And even dancers will dance not on stage, they will dance in the streets, on the pavement.
Erve is confident that when his project is up and running, art will be closer to people living in remote areas. He's convinced that one doesn't necessarily need to be rich and educated to have access to culture.
Everybody have interest for this caravan. Everybody.
You can discover new names in culture.
Yes, and even for people in village, young boys or young girls can see one film, one picture, one sculpture, and it can change their life. I want to do this, or give me ideas. So it's open eyes and ears to people, because of course they have access to pictures with internet when there is internet or TV, but they will see artists, they will be able to speak with us.
Just like Rennes once became a sister city of Almaty, so Erve found a new home here in Kazakhstan. Erve has 2 daughters. They now divide their time between Almaty and Astana, where their mother lives. Daria and Aynur are fluent in French and Russian. Their father wants them to embrace the 2 cultures.
Well, now the way of living is the same, after you decide by yourself. For me, there is not a French culture or a Kazakh culture. It's our own culture. By the way we feel, by the way we believe in something. So there is no influence from in the country. It's just human on the earth. We are Earth citizens.
Apart from the desire to put his project together, Erve also wants to continue making documentaries and carry on meeting new people who will become a new power of inspiration for his journalistic endeavors. He will certainly travel back and forth between his old and new homes in Rennes and Almaty, but these trips might become few and far between.
Well, for me, it's now the place I want to be. I don't want to travel so much now, all around the world. I did a little, not so much, but I did. and now at my age, it's okay, it's a place I want to visit. I want to understand the language first, and to discover the country, to have time to travel all around the Kazakhstan. And we come back to the Ekran caravan. So it's a solution for me to continue to discover this country and to do something creative and to do something with people. So it's complete field. It's a complete world, this caravan. For my personal life, for this project, I would like to offer to Kazakhstan and to do with Kazakh people, especially.
Perhaps in the future Erve will make a documentary about the anniversary of Almaty's and Rennes' sisterhood, just as he did 21 years ago, when everything started. Actually, he would be an ideal author for such piece of work. He saw the country from its earliest days of independence. He knows the country from within, and more importantly, he loves it sincerely. Erve puts a lot of energy and enthusiasm into his projects and ideas. His creative worldview helps him to make unique films, and I hope that he'll manage to bring his plans and wishes to fruition. You've been watching KZ Local Time. Goodbye.